has represented India in education fair at Colombo, Sri Lanka, and also traveled to SCGI University, Malaysia on academic assignment. He has contributed in the development of academics as Board of Study member at Goa University, SG Amravati University, and RTM Nagpur University. He is presently BOS member in GH Raisoni University, Madhya Pradesh, Yashwantrao Savan College of Engineering, Nagpur, RTM Nagpur University, and chairman of BOSS Automobile Engineering Department at Government Polytechnic, Nagpur. He has been honored with more than 10 awards, and he is a recipient of Best Principal Award, Best Paper Award, Best Resource Person, Best Resource Expert Award at various international conferences and AICT sponsored STTPs and FDPs. Dr. Awari sir has contributed for the professional development of students through IST and Institution of Engineers Professional Society chapters. He is Fellow of Institution of Engineers. He has authored total 10 books in engineering and technology domain. 3 books authored for CRC Press, Teller and Francis Group, New York, and other books are authored with renowned international publishers like Mercury International Publication, New Delhi, and New Age India Publisher Limited, New Delhi. He has developed e-content for the benefit of students and teachers and deliver more than 150 invited expert lectures. Dr. Awari believes in the co-learning process and participative management. He is the best academician and administrator loved by the students and the staff members. Once again, I welcome you, sir, and I request you to start your session.
Sir, good afternoon. Before starting the session, there is a request from organizers to all the participants. So from morning, we are having a heavy rainfall at our institute, in the area of our institute. So from morning, we are facing problem with all the service providers, with the BSNL, Idea, Airtel, even Reliance, as well as through the optical fiber. Even though we have a optical fiber of 100 Mbps lease line we are having, due to heavy rainfall, there are some network issues. Even though sometimes if audio is not available and all these things, just inform us on chat, or you can personally text me. We'll try to take the today we are really helpless due to the network issues. Sometimes the audio may not be audible to all of us, so kindly cooperate with us. And if you have some problems, please inform us. Thank you very much, sir. Awari sir, please continue. Awari sir, you can start it.
Check whether I'm able or not. Hello.
Sir, you are audible, sir.
Participants? Okay, thank you very much, sir. So at the outset, let me congratulate Dr. Sandeepan Narote sir from the GP Tasga for taking the initiative to organize such type of program, which is basically discussing various processes of the MBA accreditation. All of you know that the already the AICT has said that by 2022, 60% of the programs in the institute, they are supposed to be accredited by the A. And if it is not by the center and various edition of programs in their respective institutes. Okay, I am trying to share my screen now. Hello. नाही हा मला माझ्याहूनच कदाचित शेअर करायला लागेल. वेदूला थोडं बोलू जमून नाही राहिलं. तुझ्या याच्यात स्पीड नाही राहिली. हॅलो हॅलो.
Hello, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Whether my screen, yeah, whether my screen is visible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now the list
Okay,
is
okay.
visible, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thank you very much, sir. So let me discuss today with the domains of learning. All of you know that we are working in the engineering colleges, degree colleges, as well as the various diploma colleges. And the Bloom's taxonomy, it is being applied in outcome-based education. And in the Bloom's taxonomy, the assessment techniques which you are framing, they are basically according to the domains of the learning. So therefore, we need to understand what are the various domains of the learning, what are the higher order thinking skills, what are the lower order thinking skills, and accordingly we should develop this, or we should have this into our curriculum, as well as into, and it should be given to the student, because all of you know that the outcomes of the education, that is OB, it is an educational approach which focuses on the graduate attributes or outcomes after completing an academic program. Okay, earlier methodology was input output based model of accreditation, and over the period of time, okay, all of you might be knowing that since the India has signed a Washington Accord agreement, and according to the Washington Accord agreement, the we have implemented this OB curriculum in our India, so that the pass outs of the students of this India, they should get absorbed into the some foreign companies, as well as they will get lateral entry into the other education system. So OBE, outcome based education system, is basically the student centric system, and the earlier methodology of the teacher centric education system, which is being dropped and which is being changed. Now, outcome-based approach means knowing what you want to achieve and then taking the steps to do so. Because if you see that the outcome is not being achieved, in that case, what is to be done to achieve that outcome, and what are the steps necessary? Okay, shall we organize the conference? Shall we organize the special workshop for our student? This we need to discuss whenever we are going for the outcome based education. So there are many more benefits of the OBE. Okay, a few benefits I have listed here, that is more directive and coherent curriculum. Okay, it will be a more focused curriculum as well as coherent curriculum, and the graduate students will be more relevant to the industry and other stakeholders, because making the students industry ready, it has become a need of the hour. And the variety of the industries are there, and these industries also, they look for the different type of skills into the student. But more or less the generic skills and the technical skills which is required by the almost majority of the companies for an engineer, whether it is a computer science engineer, whether mechanical engineer, it is almost it is the same for that particular branch or particular program. So therefore the graduates which is being produced in the India, they will be more relevant to the industry and the other stakeholders. This is what the framework of the OB, that is OB required for the implementations of which is consisting of the OBC, that is outcome based curriculum. Okay, if the curriculum is being provided by the affiliating university or the MSBT, accordingly the curriculum is given to you. But if you are autonomous institution, then you need to frame your OB curriculum, okay, which is outcome based curriculum. Then outcome based teaching learning, OB teaching learning method, and outcome based assessment. So how to measure what the students have achieved, okay, what are the lacunas, which skills we wanted to impart to the student and what they could not take up, and how to measure it. So basically the outcome based assessment is coming into the picture, okay, in case of the OB philosophy or in case of the outcome based education. So let us see what are the outcomes. Okay, outcomes are understand that there are mainly three domains of learning, and all our four experiences have elements from all domain. Okay, so there are mainly the three domains of learning, and learning happens in all the domains, because learning does not happen in the single domain, and there is a variation among the domains of the learning also. Then describe the structure of the Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so today outcome of today's lecture is to basically understand the three domains of the learning, describe the structure of the Bloom's taxonomy, and understand the cognitive levels, remember and understand levels of the Anderson Bloom's taxonomy. So this is the outcome, and by the end of this lecture you will be able to understand these three domains of learning. Then learning outcome. So what do you mean by the learning outcome? Learning outcomes are what the learners expected to do at the end of a program, a course or a instructional unit. Outcomes of courses and instructional units can be more conveniently written if there is a well accepted taxonomy of learning. Okay, it is desirable to have a taxonomy that is applicable to learning outcomes, assessment, and the teaching. An outcome statement should have a well-defined structure. So these are the learning outcome. Then why at all there is a need of the Bloom's taxonomy and to understand the domains of the learning. So Bloom's taxonomy help the educators to develop the critical thinking skills, higher cognitive abilities in the student. All of you know that the National Education Policy NEP 2020, it is started implementation from this year only, and in this case the right from the childhood education, right from the schooling education, it is being thought of to develop the critical thinking skill and the decision making abilities of the student. So earlier methodology of learning was the rote based learning, memory based learning, which is to be dropped even in case of the NEP 2020. So therefore, this particular Bloom's taxonomy, it helps the educators to develop the critical thinking skills and higher order cognitive abilities in the student. Then what is the purpose? The purpose of this Bloom's taxonomy is to provide a framework or organization for classifying classroom level objectives. Teachers can build their lessons through the Bloom's taxonomy, okay, assessment techniques using the verbs, okay, and then framing their question paper and the framework of the complete subject, okay, and to classify the classroom objective. This is what the purpose of the basically the Bloom's taxonomy. And then how to use it? So first consider the level of your students and course, okay, and then aim to reach objectives of analyzing for remedial classes and evaluation of AP classes. It is being said that the quality and the level of the student admitted into the institute, it is not similar to the institute which is in Delhi or institute which is in Mumbai. It differs. Okay, so even though the common curriculum it is being given by the university or it is being given by the board, in that case also you need to consider the level of the students and what is being expected, what is the outcome that we should give them. So using it is basically reaching that objectives of analyzing for remedial classes as well as evaluation of preparatory classes. Then taxonomy of learning at course level, it would help addressing the all three concerns. So what are the three concerns? That is course assessment outcomes, then the instructions and assessment. Okay, and these are the three outcomes. These are the three concerns basically that while developing the curriculum as well as for developing the assessment technique, one thing we see that course outcome. Normally, okay, in some universities or the some board, the course outcomes are defined, but in many of the universities, the course outcome is not being defined. So in such cases, the institution has to come up with the course outcome. They need to define their course outcome, then instruction methods and assessment, and also in addressing the issue of alignment among these three concerns. So several taxonomies are in existence, like Bloom's taxonomy, Solo taxonomy, Fink, then Maranzano and Kendall. But all taxonomies are attempting to give a structure to the processes involved in learning based on observations of learning, okay, behaviors and the limited understanding of how the brain functions. So therefore, okay, almost all taxonomies which are available for the learning, they are focusing on the requirement, but the our focus, okay, more flexible and the outcome based feasible for the outcome based education is nothing but the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, because some of the taxonomies they are focusing on the limited understanding of how the brain functions. So today we will see the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Then what is the Bloom's taxonomy? Okay, OBE is an educational model in which the curriculum and pedagogy and assessment are focused on student learning. So before starting the lecture, I said that the earlier methodology of learning was teacher centric. For example, the curriculum, it is to be given to the teacher whether teacher teaches that curriculum or not, but no feedback is being taken, and the rote learning method, memorizing learning method was there, where students used to mug up the things and they used to produce the things, okay, into the in the examination. So it is more or less examination oriented, and it is being not seen that की skills जो हमें skills उनको देना था, वो skills whether it is being transferred to the students or not. So therefore, okay, OBE is particularly the educational model which is basically focused on the students learning. Okay, maybe the students learning can be different from the group of the students, Okay, and it may differ from the institution to the institution. So learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior, potentially that results from the reinforced practice or the experience. So it is a relatively permanent change in the behavior which is being resulting from the practice or the experience. So a group of educational psychologists, which is led by the Benjamin Bloom, he has developed the taxonomy or classification system for the learning. Then Bloom's taxonomy, where all it is started. So Benjamin Bloom was working in early 1950s. Hello. हां, बरोबर. माझं लेक्चर चालू होतं. हां, हो. So Bloom's taxonomy, Benjamin Bloom was working in early 1950s on the development of specifications through which educational objectives could be organized according to their cognitive complexity. Okay, and he proposed that any given task favors one of the three psychological domains. What are these psychological domains? Cognitive domain, affective domain, or the psychomotor domain. So these are the three domains of the learning, that is cognitive, affective, and psychomotor. And the cognitive domain deals with person's ability to process and utilize information in a meaningful way. Okay, so cognitive domain is basically it is dealing with the person's ability for utilizing the information in a meaningful way, and the affective domain, okay, relates to the attitudes and feelings that result from the influence of the learning process, and the psychomotor domain involves the manipulative or the physical skill. So for example, okay, 20 years ago there was one picture on the magazine. Okay, and 20 years ago, that time I was at Shegao Engineering College, Sri Santa Gajaya Maharaj College of Engineering, Shegao, and on the front page of the magazine, one picture was there. So what was shown in that picture? Okay, the like a one boy was there who was sitting in front of the computer. The computer was also small size. Okay, and his legs, his brain, everything means only legs, hand, his body also, he was shown as a so big, and only head was bigger. Okay, head size was bigger. Head size was bigger than that of the even the laptop or the computer, and no body was there. So what does it show? That in future there will be a evolution of the computers, there will be a evolution of the online things. Presently also it is going on, and no looking on the psychomotor domain or the manipulative skills or the physical skill. Okay, so learning basically it happens in all three domains that we have to understand. So the physical skill, manipulative skills, they are also very important for the domains of the learning. So I will quote you one example that for example, okay, if I am teaching, I am in the automobile engineering branch. If I am teaching the how to drive a vehicle, okay, if I am teaching onto the board, okay, how to drive a vehicle, I may explain steering system, I may explain the arrangement, how to adjust the seat belt, how to adjust your seat, how to start the engine. Okay. All these things I can teach. Okay. But does it mean that these two जो theoretically class में पढ़ाया है, it is transferred to okay, unless and until I take them for the drive, actually, okay, I sit along with them and I give them the instruction. Yeah, whatever has been taught into the theory, now you have to actuate it. Okay, and here the completely brain, hand, legs, because legs are operating when you are driving the vehicle, and when the legs are operating, in that case you are pressing the accelerator, you are pressing the pedal, your both the hands are operating and it is under function. like a steering system, like a gear. So, and the brain is also actuating, brain is also working. So, which means that the psychomotor domain or the manipulative skill, physical skill are also very important. So, therefore, the Benjamin Bloom's taxonomy, which is being proposed, it is for the cognitive domain, not for the affective domain or the psychomotor domain. So we have to look for the all domains. For example, एक student है, उसको सब कुछ आता है, मतलब his IQ level is very high, his skills are being developed. Okay, his skills are being developed. For example, to untighten the nut. Okay, but his body power does not support him to unlock the nut. So in that case, the psychomotor domain, physical domain, and the physical skill are also very being important, and the learning happens in all three domains, that is cognitive, affective, or the psychomotor domain. Then Bloom's taxonomy, where it all started. So I'm showing you the biological structure of the human being. So you can have a look at this biological structure. Hello, sir. हो हो पाठवून द्या ना. नाही 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 मेलच पाहिजे ते कंपाईल फॉर्मॅट मध्ये जाईल आमच्या याच्यात. हो चालेल. हो 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 बिलकुल बिलकुल ठीक आहे. हो. So aspects of the Bloom's taxonomy, you can look at the biological structure of the human being. So balanced human development is only possible when the mind, mental, body, physical, soul and heart is there. For example, mind, mental is there, body, physical is there, but the soul and the heart is absent. Okay, then can you say that it is a balanced development of the human being? No. Okay, balanced development of the human being will have, okay, soul and heart. Similarly, okay, body is there, physical is there, but mind and mental is being absent. This is also not possible. Okay, so for a balanced human development, the mind, body and the soul or the heart is responsible, or it is essential. So similarly, the technical knowledge, it is being classified, or the biological structure of the human being is to be understand in the language of the domains of learning. So mind and domain means mind and mental is nothing but the cognitive domain or the knowledge domain where it acts. Then the body or the physical, that is psychomotor domain or the skills. For example, okay, the legs are being shown over here. Okay, shoulders are being shown over here. Okay, which is the body and physical, which learns under the psychomotor domain. Similarly, soul and heart, which is deals with the affective domain or the attitude or the behavior. Some of the time we say that, okay, our child is not learning the mathematics, he is interested in other subject. Why it is being happening? His affective domain, okay, likes, because there are certain likes and dislikes. So affective domain is active, affective domain is there only for the subjects like a biology, social science, like that, but he is not interested in the mathematics. So in that case, okay, in such cases, the affective domain for the mathematics is to be developed. So what we have to see that for a balanced human development, the cognitive domain, psychomotor domain, and the affective domain, these are important. So these soul and heart means affective domain and the psychomotor domain, they represent the generic skills. Okay, generic skill, because we need to give them the technical knowledge as well as the technical skills as well as generic skill. If the generic skills are not being provided in the technical education, then only technical knowledge is not of important. Okay, you can see that there are many multinational companies in India which conducts the in the beginning aptitude test just to shortlist the candidate. So this aptitude test is focused on the many of the generic skill which is being required by the prospective engineer or prospective student which is to be employed in that company. Okay, based on the generic skill, then they goes to the technical knowledge. So your technical knowledge may be sound, but your generic skills are not being developed, because anyhow, okay, we are all human being. We are working together in a group, not a single person as a single person or not as a alone. So developing the generic skills is also being important, wherein the collaborative efforts like our projects. Okay, in our projects, what is happening, two or three or maybe four or five students are working on a single task or single objective to achieve that objective. Okay, everybody is contributing and they have their effective domains, and psychomotor domain is also important. So all three domains of learning are important, as well as it is to be understood for the balanced development of the prospective engineer and the technical education. So what do you mean by the domains of learning? Learning is the process by which students develop relatively permanent change in mental associations through experience. This is how learning is defined by the cognitive psychologist. Okay. So what are the permanent changes in the mental association? That is behavioral changes. Psychologists define learning as a relatively permanent change in the behavior. Okay. However, learning is not purely a cognitive domain. So this is what we are studying now, that it is not purely a cognitive domain. Learning occurs differently when it entails performing a skill or re-evaluating behavior. For example, okay, in your home also, your child, you are not teaching anything to your child, but your child is learning, taking some good things from his father, from his mother. Okay, so it is, you are not giving them any kind of skill, you are not teaching them, लेकिन वो आपको देखते देखते आपकी कुछ अच्छाइयाँ वो अपने आप में लाने की कोशिश करता है. So this shows that the affective domain, through the affective domain, the learning is being happening. So in the learning, only cognitive domain is not important, but all three domains of the learning, they are important for the outcome based education. So cognitive domain, okay, that is domain relates to the intellectual skills or abilities. Okay. Cognitive processes or the knowledge categories. Then affective domain, domains relate to the emotions, feelings, likes and dislike. Okay. And psychomotor domain relates to the manipulative skills of hands, legs, and the eye-hand coordination. Because I have quoted you the example of the basically driving a car. So in driving a car, you need to have a eye-hand coordination. Okay, you need to have the coordination with the brain also. So then only it is being possible that you can drive a skill. So taking up the skills only in the classrooms, okay, it may not be the perfect engineer. Okay, practical classes, project, and there are many more workshops, seminar, which is to be conducted so that there is a complete development of a engineer. So all three domains are involved to varying degrees in all intended learning experiences and activities. So engineering and technology courses endeavor is to design the curriculum with focus on development of cognitive skills through the classroom teaching. So cognitive skills is being built in the classroom teaching. Okay, so and the manipulative skills are developed in workshops, laboratories, seminar, where the students work individually or in a group. So manipulative skills are being developed over there. For example, you are in the computer science, you are teaching them how to do the programming, and programming skills are going to transfer to the student. you approach the students, ask them to do on their own. If there are any errors, then you try to remove that errors, and then they will be able to successfully run the program. So your psychomotor skills, okay, they are being developed in the workshops, laboratories, and the seminar. For example, any workshop is being organized by you, okay, and you give the student the task. एक को task दिया है, invite the guests for the workshop, invite the guests for the seminar. So the students will able to learn how to draft a letter, to invite the industry professional, to invite the educational professional. Similarly, other tasks being given to the hall. One group of it is arranging the hall. So your manipulative skills are developed in the workshops, laboratories, and the seminars, and cognitive skills are being developed under the classroom teaching. Development of affective skills, attitudes, and value is supported to be acquired through projects and co-curricular activity. So affective domain, okay, attitudes and value is to be supposed to be acquired through the projects and the co-curricular activity. So these are also developed from the work culture of the institute or the institution. So how far a student has developed these abilities, skills, especially from a cognitive and psychomotor domain, is assessed on the basis of the suitable examination. So cognitive skills, or let us say the manipulative skills, are being measured, can be measured, okay, by conducting the suitable examination. So when classroom and laboratory teaching is viewed in this light, evaluation becomes an integral part of the teaching learning process. So Anderson, so Anderson Bloom's taxonomy, that is in 2001, where the Anderson and Krathwohl proposed the Bloom's taxonomy, and taxonomy of learning, that is teaching and assessment, and revised taxonomy is referred as the Anderson Bloom's taxonomy. So let's see here, okay, integrated experience. So try to understand that now these skills, dancing skills, cannot be taught in the classroom experiences or in the classroom. If you tell them that this is being this is to be done, this step is to be taken, okay, it's not like that. Okay, the dance teacher also, it coordinates with the dancing student, and this is what the integrated experience is there. Then dominantly cognitive, okay, learning from the books, classroom teaching is nothing but the dominantly cognitive domain. So more or less for over the period of time, we were mainly focusing on the development of the cognitive domain. Okay, we were not focusing on the affective domain or the psychomotor domain. But now in the outcome-based education, this is also important, but at the same time, other two domains of learning also is to be taken into consideration. This is dominantly affective domain. You are being a human being, you are in the family, you are in the society. Ultimately, the prospective engineers also, they need to work in the society, they need to work in the industry. So affective domain is also very important, because there are some likes and dislikes in the affective domain. Let us see here the which domain is dominant. So here the psychomotor domain is dominant, because you know that the physical skills are more important here rather than your cognitive domain. So therefore, this particular in the sports, for example, in the picture you are able to see the sports example where the psychomotor domain is active. Now, there is no such a bifurcation in the domain. The domains keeps on changing. Okay, and there can be a learning, and there can be a overlapping of the domains also. For example, the cognitive domain may overlap with the affective domain and the psychomotor domain, and there can be a changing of the domain. For example, okay, the this example is being shown. You can see that in first 85 minutes of the examination, that boy keeps on thinking and not able to write, and in last 5 minutes, it's a 90 minutes examination. In last 90 minutes he is trying to focus, and his anxiety has been increased to such a level that he thinks that in last 5 minutes what to write, what not to write, only 5 minutes has been left, which shows this is an example where there is change in the domain. Okay, there are change in the domain. So he is writing the examination mostly, which is being taught to him in the basically in the cognitive domain. But in the last 5 minutes, what is happening? The affective domain is coming into the picture. There are some changing domains. It will be there, and the overlappings of the domains. So we will study the first domain of the learning, that is understand the cognitive levels, including apply, analyze, evaluate, and read. So in the cognitive place, wherein the Anderson-Bloom's taxonomy is being applied, there are 6 levels. What are these 6 levels? Remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. So these are the 6 levels of the Anderson-Bloom's taxonomy. Bloom's taxonomy was proposed, revised by the Anderson. So therefore, it is called as the revised or the Anderson-Bloom's taxonomy, which talks about the lower order of thinking and the higher order of thinking. What are the lower order of thinking? That remember, understand, apply are the basic level, are nothing but the lower order of thinking, and the analyze, evaluate, and create, these are the higher orders of thinking. So you can see that the ladder is being shown, and you are able to see the ladder in front of your laptop or mobile, and you can see here the remember, understand, apply are rather simple levels, and then analyze, evaluate, and create, it goes to the abstract level. Okay. So remember, understand, apply are happening in the lower order of thinking, and analyze, evaluate, create are nothing but the higher order of thinking. For example, the example of create I will quote you now, okay, which I learned from my teacher, that there was a subject of the machine design in the mechanical engineering. So he used to teach us the design of shaft, design of bearing, design of piston, design of cylinder. He used to show each and how to design that. Okay, एक component कैसे design करना, and then finally for a group of students he used to give us design the engine. Okay, designing engine, it is basically the creating the engine of your own thinking. Load was given to you, okay, this much load is there. For that, then each one of the student, each group of the student can have a different design, because their creativity is coming into the picture, and creativity is nothing but the higher order of thinking. So when you have the lower order of thinking, like remember, अंडरस्टैंड, अप्लाई, एनालाइज एंड इवेल्युएट, अगर आपको, आप मान लीजिए इंजन कब डिजाइन कर पाएंगे? जब आपको टीचर ने जो पढ़ाया है कि भाई डिजाइन का शाफ्ट कैसे डिजाइन करना, बेरिंग कैसे डिजाइन करना, और ये सारे इंफॉर्मेशन को आप कोरिलेट करेंगे, देन ओनली इट इज पॉसिबल फॉर यू to create the engine or to design the machine. For example, design the computer. Designing the computer is basically possible when you know the design of each and every component. So analyzing, evaluate, analyzing also in the research work or in the postgraduate level or the graduate level, the analyzing is there. In the analyzing, the decision making comes into picture. For example, okay, हमें ये decision लेना है कि वो decision लेना है, okay, so हमें analyze करना पड़ेगा technique से. For example, okay, the one company is there, Maruti Udyog Limited. So Maruti Udyog Limited manufactures the all the types of the vehicle in the single production line. For example, okay, Maruti Omni is there, Maruti Wagoner is there, Maruti Alto is there, okay, and what not. Okay, Maruti Desire is there. There are several models of the Maruti which is to be manufactured, okay, on a single production line which is available in the Gurgaon, and their production capacities are limited. Okay, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो लोग रोज के 10,000 व्हीकल बना पाए. For example, their production capacity is limited to 1,000 component. 1,000 ही कार बन सकते हैं. किसी भी मॉडल बनाए लेकिन 1,000 बनेंगी. ठीक है, किसी भी प्रकार का, या तो ओमनी बनाए या कुछ बनाए या उसका मिक्स करे. So in such situation, what we need to have, what engineers to have to analyze the situation. For example, from the market we have received the feedback that ओमनी के अगले महीने में 50 मॉडल चाहिए, अल्टो के 100 मॉडल चाहिए, डिजायर के 200 मॉडल चाहिए. And likewise, we have received a feedback from the market that 2,000 cars are being expected in the next month. And this is the projection. It has come from the marketing department. It has come from the survey. But can these 2,000 cars can be manufactured on a single production line of the Maruti Udyog Limited? No. Okay. Simple answer is no. Why? The reason is that their capacity is limited to 1,000. So in such cases, what we do, we apply the technique. What type of technique we apply? Either we apply the assignment technique or the transportation technique of the operation research technique, applying the knowledge, applying the technique, then we analyze the situation. According to the analysis of the situation, we evaluate it and we give the decision. नहीं, हमारी कैपेसिटी 1000 की है, लिमिटेड है, भराई अल्टो के 400 मॉडल चाहिए, लेकिन हम ऑप्टिमम आपके मतलब 300 ही मॉडल इस महीने में मैन्युफैक्चर कर सकते हैं. ठीक है, उसी तरह डिजायर की रिक्वायरमेंट अगर 400 की है, लेकिन हम 400 नहीं बना सकते, 300 बना सकते या 250 बना सकते. So in the outcome based education, the remember, understand and the apply are the lower order of thinking, and analyze, evaluate and create are the higher order of thinking. Remember, understand and apply level can be taught, or up to the analyze level can be taught into the classroom teaching, but evaluate and create this cannot be conducted in the time bound manner. For example, okay, if you ask the questions to create a design as a question और 15 मार्क के लिए आपने क्वेश्चन पूछा, and paper is of 3 hours duration, so it is not possible for the student to design the machine in the only 1 hour span of time or half an hour span of time. So the create level question, create level assessment or evaluate level or the analyze levels are mostly happening in the laboratory classes or in the project work, where it is not a time bound program. Okay, या time bound examination में उसका assessment नहीं होता है. So these are the cognitive 6 domains, so cognitive levels of the that is remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate and create, and these are relatively simple, and higher order of thinking are relatively complex. Then what are the verbs while designing the assessment technique? What are the various verbs to design this remember? Example, remember is nothing but retrieving relevant knowledge from the memory. Okay. Relevant knowledge may be factual, conceptual, and the procedural, or some combination of these. Remembering knowledge is essential for meaningful learning and problem solving. So, what are the actions action verbs which is being used in the remember level assessment method, like recognize, okay, recall, or we as the student list out the atoms which is being used in the CNC machine, list out the atoms which are important for the CPU of a computer. So this list tell, locate, write, find, mention, state, draw, label, define, name, describe, prove a theorem. These are all the remember level of the action. So while designing your question paper, while designing your assessment method, you need to see that, okay, you are using these action verbs for the same. Okay. Then sample activities, state for maximum efficiency of transformer. The question I am putting in front of you, that what is the importance of a automatic generation in a power system. So here, remember, questions are being designed using these verbs like a state verb. Then describe the failure and remedial measures of flexible pavements. Prove that the lost power is proportional to entropy generation rate. State the assumption of working stress method, limit state method in with design, and draw the stress strain curves for the concrete in compression under ideal test conditions and laboratory test conditions. So these are the sample activity. Now, what are the sample questions? That what happened after, how many, who was it, can you name, describe what happened, spoke who spoke to, what is the meaning of, and what is. So these are all sample questions of the low remember level. Then the next one, that is understand. So understanding is constructing meaning from instructional messages. So instructional messages can vary. It will be pictorial, graphic, or the symbolic. Okay. Instructional messages are received during the lectures, demonstration, field trips, performances, simulation, or in books or in computer monitors. So understand is basically constructing the meaningful message. So what are the processes and the action of the understand, like interpret, translate, paraphrase, represent, okay, exemplify, illustrate, and classify, categorize, summarize, okay, infer, compare, and explain. So these are constructor model. So these are all action verbs which are used in case of the understand level. Then, okay, what are the sample activities? Explain why a DC machine flux per pole decreases with increase in load. Okay. Compare memory mapped input output and peripheral mapped input output technique. Explain the use of virtual base class. Okay. These are all sample activities of the understand level. Sample question, how to frame a sample questions of the understand level. Write in your own words, write a brief outline about so and so. What do you think could happen next? Who do you think? What was the main idea? Who was the key character? Don't distinguish between, what differences exist between, provide an example of what you mean. So these are the sample questions of the understand level. Then apply, that is use the procedures. Third level, in the lower order of thinking, the apply is use procedures to perform exercises to solve the problem, so closely linked with the procedural knowledge. For example, designing a machine, okay, designing the design of any component, single component, it is related with the procedural knowledge. Okay, so how to design the assessment method or assessment of a question paper of a apply level. The action verb, that is execute, implement, determine, calculate, quit, estimate, solve, draw, relate, and modify. These are all apply level. Now sample activities of the apply level. For example, one numerical is there. That is now calculated to attain a speed of 50 km/h when it starts on a gradient of 1300. The motor coach has 4 motors, with each motor developing 6000 Newton-meter torque during acceleration, like that. 1000 core cutter, 46.80 gram. Okay, and determine the bulk unit weight, dry unit weight, void ratio, and a degree of saturation. So this is the sample activity of the apply, wherein the knowledge which is being gained by the students, they will apply to calculate something, to determine something. For example, for determining the bulk unit weight, we determine the dry unit weight. So this is the sample activity, that is design a notch filter in electronics engineering to provide a ratio greater than 20 decibels to signals in the frequency band of 49 hertz to the 51 hertz, and gain 6 decibel signals in the pass band. So this is the upper work question. You can see that the applied for the electrical engineering. So what they have been asked, that full load voltage regulation at a power factor of 0.8. So unless and until they have the procedural knowledge to determine the power factor or to determine the full load voltage, they cannot determine. So apply level questions are mostly procedural level questions, and they are to be framed by using the words which we have discussed right now. Then the fourth level, now we are moving toward the higher order of thinking, like analyze. Okay, so analyze involves breaking material into its constituent parts and determining how the parts are related to each other, okay, and to an overall structure. So differentiate between, discriminate, differentiate, focus, select, okay, or important part from the unimportant parts of the presented material. Then organizing, structure, that is integrate and find coherence, outline and part, determine how many elements fit or function within the structure. Then the attribute, like a deconstruct, determine a point of view, values or intent underlying presented material. So the analyzing the situation, it comes under the higher order of thinking. And knowledge gain, or the basic skills which is being acquired, they need to be applied for the particular situation. For example, okay, analyze का मैं एक देता हूँ. When I was at the Shegaon College, university has reported us, and what they have reported us is there was a problem in the labor or the operator which is employed in that industry. क्या प्रॉब्लम क्या है आपको बताता हूँ कि वेयर की हाइट करीबन 1 मीटर की थी. ओके, और जो वेंडर कास्टिंग सप्लाई करता था वो ग्राउंड लेवल पे सप्लाई करता था. ओके, और वेंडर क्या करता था, मतलब फर्श के ऊपर या ग्राउंड के ऊपर कास्टिंग ला के रखता था. ऑपरेटर का जॉब वहां पे ये था to pick up that casting and put it on the conveyor. Okay, this was only the job of the operator, and what was reported us that operator, after 3 years of time, okay, they are basically, they don't want to work in that particular task, the particular location, and they go for the medical leave. There is a severe backache for them. Okay, and then this problem was reported to us, and we have tried to analyze the situation. So Professor Vijay Mori is also attending this training program of Atal Academy, which is being organized by the Dr. Narote sir. So he might be knowing that. When we have seen that we have analyzed that the castings weights are different. Okay, एक ही प्रकार की कास्टिंग नहीं थी. एक कास्टिंग का 16 kg वेट, एक कास्टिंग का 17 kg वेट, 18 kg वेट, 20 kg वेट, एंड व्हाट वाज हैपनिंग, उसको नीचे से पिकअप करके 1 मीटर हाइट के ऊपर ये करना था. एंड इट वाज विद, देन वी हैव कम अप विद नॉट फॉर द ऑटोमेशन का सॉल्यूशन नहीं दिया. वेंडर जहां पे सप्लाई करता है, एनालाइज द सिचुएशन, वी हैव स्टडीड द वर्क एनवायरनमेंट एंड देन प्रपोज द सॉल्यूशन. At that particular point, one platform should be created, और platform कितने height पे होना चाहिए? 0.6 meter height पे होना चाहिए. And vendor will supply or vendor will unload his castings onto that platform, and the operator has to pick up the particularly the castings from a height of 0.6 meter. तो उसको movement कितना हो गया? उसके body का movement 0.6 meter से 1 meter, मतलब 0.4 meter का movement हो गया, which is being movement restricted, and the problem is being solved. So there are certain situations in the engineering curriculum that we have to create, or that we have to develop with the students' abilities or the students' skill, wherein they will be given the analyze type of or type of activities. So what are the analyze activities? That is reading critically, clarifying or the critiquing the text. Okay, for example, the book reading, and you read the book and try to comment on the book. Okay. So reading the book and commenting on the book. हो मिळालं मेल मिळालं. माझं लेक्चर चालू आहे. मी so examining or evaluating the assumptions. Okay, so making plausible inferences, predictions or interpretations, giving reasons and evaluating evidence, and alleged facts of recognizing contradictions, exploring implications and the consequences. These are the analysis activities. For example, and avoiding oversimplification, developing the one's perspective, creating or exploring belief, argument, theories. Because in analyzing, there can be arguments also. Because after analyzing the situation, analyzing the problem, okay, you may have the different opinion also. So when you have the different opinion, naturally there can be arguments about that. Clarifying issues, conclusions or beliefs, developing criteria for evaluation, clarifying values and standard, then questioning deeply, raising, pursuing root or significant question, clarifying arguments and interpretation. Analyzing in engineering domain, that is use of the verb analyze in engineering, is a little bit tricky in spite of its extensive usage. It is not easy to design any question in this category in limited time written examination. So we have discussed that limited time examination for 1 hour, 2 hour or 3 hour, they cannot be focus on the analyze type of question. So analyze activities can be included in assignments related to studies, projects and term or the field studies. Then your fifth level is nothing but the evaluate level in the Anderson-Bloom's taxonomy. That is make judgment based on criteria and standards, which can be many. Criteria can be related to the quality, effectiveness or efficiency and consistency. The standards may be either quantitative or the qualitative. So what are the actions for the evaluate? It is a critic, judge, then correctness, credibility, standard usefulness, validity, values, work criteria. These are all the criteria. So last level, a top of the pyramid in the higher order thinking as well as the revised Bloom's taxonomy is nothing but the create level. So it involves basically putting the elements together to form a coherent and a functional whole. So we have seen that balanced human development is being happening, okay, in the 3 domains. Similarly, we are teaching certain skills to the student. For example, you are teaching them how to design the PCB. You are teaching them, okay, how to design the IC. For example, PCB you are teaching, and the PCB के components सारे design करना उनको पढ़ा दिया. But finally, how to design and how to produce the PCB, it is it can be only taught through the create level questions or through the seminars and the workshops and the While it includes the objectives that call for unique production, okay, also refers to objectives calling for the production that students can and will do. Action verbs like generate, okay, classify systems, concepts, models, theories, okay, plan, design, and the produce. So architectural design of the building or hospital is to be created. So this will come under the create level, which cannot be covered under the your, for example, time bound examination. So it is to be covered in case of the project only, where the students can be given that create the architecture design or the structural design of a particular building or design the building. Then critical thinking refers to the deep, intentional, and structured thinking process that is aimed at analyzing and conceptualizing information, experiences, observations, and existing knowledge for the purpose of creating original and solutions for the challenge. Critical thinking is systematic and holistic in the sense that while examining a solution, it examines its impact and consequences on other parts of the system. Thinking critically requires a positive and fair mindset that is able to objectively examine the available information and is aware of the laid assumptions and limitations brought about by them. Critical thinking is the art of analyzing and evaluating thinking with a view to improve it. So problem solving involves the apply, analyze, and evaluate and the create processes. Whenever problem solving is there, it involves these three levels of the Bloom's taxonomy. So nature of the engineering courses, most of the courses offered in engineering programs are designed and offered in well-defined framework. Solution of open problems is attempted in engineer in programs mostly through the projects and sometimes through the assignment, where time for solving is not a limitation. So time bound is not there. Assessment in the class test and semester dominantly belong to the remember understanding apply level. So classroom examinations which is being conducted, these are predominantly belonging to the remember, understand, and the apply cognitive level. Then higher order of learning, that is apply, analyze, evaluate, and the create. This is the higher. Let's take a recap of what we have studied till now. We have studied taxonomy learning will provide a language for designing a course and conduct instruction effectively and also to communicate with the peers. While there are several taxonomies of learning, at present Anderson-Bloom taxonomy is used by many in the people in the India and the North America and Europe. There are two domains of concept: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain has two dimensions, that is cognitive and knowledge categories. And these are the action verbs which we have studied right now for the cognitive domain. So let us go to the next domain of learning, that is affective or psychomotor domain. So before that, let me check whether I am audible or not. Can anybody tell me I am audible or not?
Yes, sir. You
Yes,
are
sir.
audible,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So let us go to the affective or the psychomotor domain. So the outcome of this particular section is to understand the nature and importance of affective domain in learning and understand the nature of the psychomotor domain. So researchers firmly believe that the non-cognitive factors and skills are equally or even more important than the cognitive. So researchers firmly is believing that non-cognitive factors and skills are equally or even more important than cognitive aspects in educative process and employment potential. So to grit, tenacity, curiosity, attitudes, so self-concept, self-efficacy, anxiety, okay, coping strategies, motivation, perseverance, confidence are among those frequently referred to as the non-cognitive factor. Now the online examinations are going on, and we know that many of the students, they would like to copy from each other or through the Google. Okay, so these are all non-cognitive factors which we have to look for. So many of the factors, they fall into the domain. So most commonly associated with the feelings and emotions. So the affective domain is nothing but the related with the feelings and the emotion, usually displayed in the form of a positive or negative reaction. For example, any speaker is speaking and the students they display some negative reactions over there. Okay, एक एग्जांपल मैं बताता हूँ कि हॉल में लेक्चर चल रहा है या किसी स्पीकर का संभाषण चल रहा है, स्पीच चल रहा है, और बीच बीच में उसका खत्म भी नहीं हुआ लेक्चर, तो सारे स्टूडेंट क्लैप करना चालू कर देते हैं. ठीक है, बीच बीच में क्लैप कर रहे हैं. दे आर ट्राइंग टू इंडिकेट दैट द नेगेटिव रिएक्शन टुवर्ड द स्पीकर. मतलब वो बीच बीच में क्लैप कर रहे हैं, आवाज कर रहे हैं, इसका मतलब क्या है? दे आर ट्राइंग टू शो नेगेटिव रिएक्शन. सो the affective domain, it is being displayed in the form of positive or negative reaction to given events, objects, behaviors, policies, or the situation. So affective behaviors are accompanied by varied degree of feelings, reflect distinct approach or awareness predispositions. So person's past experience in interacting with the environment shapes the nature and scope of the affective responses. So you know, by knowing that the all students, okay, you are teaching as a teacher in the classroom, but all the students are not, their learning is not happening at the same level, and they have come from the different variety of the background. For example, one come from the very rich family, another student from the middle class family, third student has come from socio-economic background, a very poor socio-economic background. So all this, their past experiences are being reflected through the affective domain. So therefore, the learning, okay, is happening even through the affective domain. So learning, it relates to the emotions, attitude, appreciations, values such as enjoying, conserving, respecting, and the supporting. So affective behaviors are demonstrated by the indicating attitudes or awareness, interest, attention, concern, and responsibility, ability to listen and respond in interactions with others, ability to demonstrate those attitudinal characteristics or values which are appropriate to the test situation, and the field of study are identified by words such as like, dislike, attitude, value, belief, okay, feeling, interest, appreciation, and characterization. So in the affective domain, the Catholl's taxonomy of affective domain is there. So what are the five levels of the Catholl's taxonomy of affective domain? 5 progressive stages of a personal growth in the affective domain: receiving, responding, valuing, organizing or conceptualizing, and internalizing values. Okay, from the childhood, okay, receiving, responding, valuing is there, and internalizing the human's own values, which is nothing but a top. When we say that when the maturity is being achieved, and when the complete learning has being happened, then internalizing its own values. So this is what the Catholl's taxonomy of the affective domain. And the verbs which is being there, that is perceive, that is emotive, implanting, response setting, react, okay, recognizing, then validate, examining values, okay, affective, create, and then affective, judge, confirm, attitudinal, artificial attitude, consistent attitude, rationalized attitude. So these are all the Peirce-Gray taxonomy of the affective domain. So taxonomy, as per the emotional intelligence, knowing one's emotions, managing emotions, motivating oneself, recognizing emotions in others, and handling relation. For example, you are teaching in the class, Okay, and one student, he is not listening to you always. Every time it is being happening. Now, in this case, affective domain, it may be reflected, and you have to motivate the ones, you have to motivate the students, and you have to go to the grassroots level, finding out what is the problem with the student, whether he is not understanding you, whether there is any family problem, because of that he is behaving in the class like this one. So this is the taxonomy as per the emotional intelligence. Now, some of the action verbs for the assessment techniques in the affective domain, like accept, okay, attempt, challenge, defend, okay, join, judge, praise, question, share, support, volunteer. These are all action verbs which are used in the affective domain. For example, okay, challenge the design proposed by the Mr. Walter. Okay, challenging the design of the proposed by the Mr. Walter. So they will apply their knowledge, their affective domain is coming into the picture. By affective domain, if the student is having the is courageous, and they will say that and they are motivated, yes, I will challenge the design of the Walter, and I will completely change the design, and I will show that, okay, my design is better than the Walter. So therefore the challenge is also the action verb used in the affective domain. Then we are coming to the physical skills, psychomotor skills. So it includes the physical coordination and use of the motor skill areas. The taxonomy of the psychomotor domain was proposed by the Simpson in 1972. Development of these skills require practice and is measured in terms of the speed, precision, distance procedures, or the techniques in the education. Okay. For example, swimming, okay, can be taught in the classroom. Swimming क्लासरूम खड़ा है कि पहले आगे का हाथ लेके जाना है, दूसरा लेग लेके जाना है, आपको जो है वो क्रॉलिंग करना है पानी में, इस तरह से आगे बढ़ना है. Okay, swimming be taught. The swimming skills can be acquired through the practice and is measured in terms of the speed, precision, and distance procedures or the techniques in the education. So role of psychomotor activities is limited in engineering program as offered at present, but the psychomotor activities become important and even dominant in courses in programs like a theater, music, because cultural activities which we are organizing or the extracurricular activities which we are organizing in the institute, they are all where the psychomotor domain is coming to the picture. In the earlier education policy which was made, there was a bifurcation of extracurricular, co-curricular, curricular activities, and there was no respect. Okay, there was no credits which is being given to this one. Okay, means and in the national education policy, what is being proposed, that extracurricular activities, co-curricular activities, it is being given the same kind of credits compared to your curricular activities, and it will be reflected in the progress card of that student. Okay, so it is to be seen that holistic development of the student has to be there in the school and the college examination. So therefore the sports, okay, therefore the physical activities are going to become an important part. So examples which I have quoted, two examples. One is another one, teach how to swim. Okay, so swimming cannot be taught in the classroom classes until they cannot acquire these skills, and they can only the practice. If they do not practice, okay, then they can acquire the skill. So psychomotor domains are important. Okay, and in many of the cases in the engineering courses, psychomotor domains are required. What is the taxonomy of the this domain, psychomotor domain? That is 5 levels are there. In Simpson, they proposed the taxonomy in 1966, and that is imitation, ऑब्जर्वेशन, मैनिपुलेशन, मतलब कैसे है कि आप बाजू में बैठे हो या आपको गाड़ी चलाते हुए वो देख लेता है, वैसे वैसे गाड़ी चलाता है. So it is under the observation, that which is basically the lower level. Then manipulation, then precision, articulation, and then the naturalization or getting the mastery. For example, any doctor is there in the hospital. You say that कि ये डॉक्टर बहुत अच्छा है करके, इसकी मेडिसिन जल्दी मिल लगती है करके. दोनों डॉक्टर ने एक ही कॉलेज से पढ़ाई की है, गवर्नमेंट मेडिकल कॉलेज बोली या कोई भी बोली. Both the doctors have studied and they were colleagues also. But one has become the popular, one is not popular. Okay, in one doctor's hospital, the popular hai, there is a rush of the patient. In another doctor's hospital, there is a no rush of the student, no rush of the patient. So what does it indicate? The skills which is being acquired by the doctor who is popular through the practice, and he is able to get a mastery over that. So these are all the psychomotor domain. जैसे कि सर्जन है, ओके, अच्छे सर्जन के पास हम जाना चाहते हैं, सबसे अच्छा सर्जन होना चाहिए. तो इसलिए कैसा है कि इट कम्स अंडर द साइकोमोटर डोमेन, and then whatever the knowledge is being gained in the 5 years or 6 years span of time in the study of the MBBS or the medical education, then it is to be practiced and to achieve the mastery. So this is the Simpson taxonomy, which is proposed in the 1966. So at this level, the learner will directly copy action. Example, align his her own car seat exactly as advised by the ड्राइविंग इंस्ट्रक्टर. सो ड्राइविंग इंस्ट्रक्टर बाजू में बैठा है, ओके, ड्राइविंग का एग्जांपल ले तो ही इज इंस्ट्रक्टिंग, सो ही इज इमिटेशन, मैनिपुलेशन. सो एट दिस लेवल लर्नर विल प्रोड्यूस एक्टिविटी बाय इंस्ट्रक्शन. जस्ट बाय गिविंग ए इंस्ट्रक्शन, ओके, दे आर प्रोड्यूसिंग द एक्टिविटीज. Reproduce activity by memory. So if you are giving the instruction that look back and side mirrors every time you intend to take a turn, so accordingly he is manipulating his neck and his eyes coordination is there, brain eye coordination. Then precision, at this level the learner will execute skill independent of help. So when the precision is there, when he becomes a trained driver, okay, skills has been received by him or her, then what will happen? Slow the car down in anticipation of a red light without being instructed. Means once the precision is achieved without any instruction, okay, the skills has been acquired. So whenever he see the traffic signal, the car will be slowed or it will be stopped. What do we mean by the articulation in the psychomotor domain? At this level, the learner will adopt expertise to complete a non-standard objective. Example, stop behind a parked car to give away an incoming vehicle without instruction. So, or the ambulance is coming, so from the back side, so ambulance is to be given a signal or side. So in that case, without any instruction, he understand that ambulance is there, it is coming from the back side and emergency is there. So he will take his vehicle on the another side or stop his vehicle so that ambulance can pass away. So naturalization. So at this level, the learner will automate the skills, unconsciousness mastery of the skill. So pass a practical driving test by independently driving satisfactorily without taking help of any instructor. So this is the taxonomy. Then the Pearce and Gray taxonomy of the psychomotor domain is also there. That is psychomotor perceiving, activating, executing, maneuvering. Okay. So deliberate modeling or the mimicry. Okay, this is part of the psychomotor domain. Psychomotor judging, psychomotor creating, that is combining the skills, performance insight, establishing the performance criteria and performance judging. Then sample action works for the psychomotor domain. Okay, that is sample action work. For example, in the sports or in exercises, we give the instructions that is bend, grasp, handle, okay, operate, drive a vehicle, okay. Then write, stretch, shorten, differentiate. Okay, differentiate by touching the sensors or by touching the any object. Okay, and then perform skillfully and the reach. These are the action verbs which is being used in case of the psychomotor domain. So let let us take a recap of the what we have studied. That is, there are three domains of learning: cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain, and these are not independent of one another. So in the beginning also I told you there are some overlapping. The example of the boy was shown to you that in 85 minutes he is not able to recall and write anything, but in last 5 minutes of time, okay, how he is behaving in the examination hall. So there are changing domains are there, and these are not independent. Okay, ये इसके ऊपर इतना, इसके ऊपर उतना, not like that. Higher or levels of affective or psychomotor domain activities involve more or less cognitive activities also. Instructions need to pay attention to these dependencies, especially to integrating affective elements into cognitive activities in the engineering courses. So these three domains are learning, and learning happens to the three domains. So while designing the instruction method, while designing the question papers, and while designing our curriculum, we need to see that we are integrating all three domains, even this affective domain, psychomotor domain, into the cognitive activities in the engineering courses. So this is the tree of the domains, like cognitive domain, affective domain, psychomotor domain, uh, mostly this, and what kind of knowledge, major objectives, categories it is being given. So let us take the recap of the what we have studied in this section. So taxonomy of learning will provide a language for designing a course or conduct instruction effectively, and also to communicate with the peers. So understanding the domains of learning, understanding the taxonomy of learning will help you to understand, okay, how to design a course and to conduct the instruction effectively. While there are several taxonomies of learning at present, Anderson Bloom's taxonomy is used by many in India, North America, Europe, but only for the cognitive domain. There are three domains of concern, which is to be inculcated, which is to be developed in the our learning and curriculum which is being offered. That is cognitive domain, affective domain, and the psychomotor domain. Cognitive domain has two dimensions, that is cognitive level processes and the knowledge categories. So understood the nature and importance of affective and psychomotor domains to learning. We understand the importance of taxonomy table in attainment, alignment, outcomes, and assessment and instruction. So Anderson Bloom's taxonomy, we studied that there are 6 cognitive level processes and 4 general categories of knowledge. So courses in the science, mathematics, humanities, social sciences, and management in engineering programs are concerned with only 4 categories of knowledge. Try to understand that, create and evaluate level. Courses in the engineering, okay, that is science, mathematics, humanities, social sciences, management, these are concerned with only 4 categories of the knowledge. Okay. And majority of the engineering courses as offered at present, for example, the fluid mechanics, thermodynamics, electromagnetic theory, network theory, do not address these 4 categories of knowledge. Okay. So fluid mechanics, okay, judgment is required to design the turbine. So these cannot be addressed in the 4 categories of engineering knowledge. However, a teacher may choose to address some categories of engineering knowledge in his or her engineering science course. So,
Sir, your PPT is not visible, sir.
PPT, is it now it is visible?
Not yet, sir.
Okay, let me check. Now also it is not visible. Acha.
Yes, it is visible right now, sir. You are Browser is visible.
Okay. So, yeah, thank you, ma'am. So after the recap, then we are coming to the end of the today's lecture. I hope that you have understood the domains of the learning and also the taxonomies which we have discussed right now. Then the POs, that is 10 POs are there, program outcome. So what are the POs? Basically, so your PO1, PO2, PO5, PO6, and PO10. What is PO1? Basic knowledge, design knowledge, engineer and society, environment and sustainability, and lifelong learning. These are they studied in the cognitive domain. Psychomotor domain, that is skills are being required, that is experiments and practice. PO3, engineering tools. PO4, how to use the tools and select the tool. And the affective domain POs are nothing but the ethics is there, individual and teamwork, project group is there, that is communication is there. So PO7, PO8, and PO9 are aligned with the affective domain. PO1, 2, 5, 6, 10 are aligned with the cognitive domain, and PO3 and PO4 are aligned with the psychomotor domain. So learning in a education, it happens in the three domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. And the POs which is being given to us by the NBA, they are also aligned to map with these three domains of the learning. So this is what uh, as a part of the assignment, I think organizers will give you the assignment. So thank you very much for the patience listening. And if any questions are there, we will take up the questions now. Or otherwise, my email ID is there, gkawari@gmail.com. You can note down. The participants can note down my email ID, and my mobile number is 9922966173. So whenever you feel that any type of queries is there, okay, you can call me or either you can write to me. I will be pleased to answer your query. Thank you.
Participants can unmute themselves to ask the questions. So there are 5 minutes for the question and answer session.
Thank you very much for the appreciation. Vijay More. If any questions are there?
Sir, very nice. You have given us the information on the domain of learning part. I was first time seeing such type of information. Regards. Any activity we perform in the class, or any topic we cover in the class. So it should be of the mixture of all these three domains. Or can you specify your view on this part? How much course or content we cover? Whether all the content should cover all these three kinds of domain or not? Hello.
Hello.
Sir, it is not properly audible, sir.
Yes, yes. Am I audible, sir? माझा आवाज येतो का?
येतोय आवाज.
तुमच्या साईडने आवाज नाही येत.
Echo in the audio, sir.
So, okay, the participant can raise your question again because it was not properly audible.
Sir, can I ask the question again?
Yeah.
Sir, sir, what was my point is that while covering topics in the class, so shall we consider all the three domains that whether these topics are covered, covering all the three domains like this?
Yes,
Is it
yes.
necessary to cover all the three
Yes,
domains?
yes. Yeah. Okay, very good question. Okay, so all the three domains, like the cognitive domain, okay, psychomotor domain, and affective domain, are important. So but psychomotor domain, affective domain cannot be taught or cannot be tested in the time-bound examination. So this is what we have discussed. So maybe in the workshops, seminars, or maybe in the practicals, where the psychomotor and the affective domain, it is to be developed. So you need to frame your curriculum to take care of cognitive domain, to take care of the affective domain, as well as the psychomotor domain. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very
Hello,
much.
sir. Hello, sir. This is good afternoon, sir. This is Shashikant Landge from Tatyasaheb Kore Institute of Technology,
Okay.
Polytechnic, Varnanagar. Sir, my
Okay.
question is, in the slides I have read that during your presentation, psychomotor and affective domain are more important than psychomotor.
Affective domain are?
Affective and psychomotor, affective and cognitive domains are important, predominantly important for engineering students. As far as
Because
psychomotor
engineering,
domain is concerned.
yeah, engineering curriculum which is being designing, they are more dealing with the for example the cognitive domain and the affective domain. Psychomotor domain, the examples which are, this is also the important one, but they were not given the credit. For example, okay, the students perform good in the college cricket match. Can he be given the credit in case of the transferring his credit? करिकुलम में कहीं पे उसको दिया है क्या वेटेज, रिस्पेक्ट दिया है क्या? नहीं दिया. So in the new education policy it has to happen, there is no bifurcation, but all three domains are important. Okay, and classroom teaching or mostly our curriculum, okay, it is focused on the cognitive domain, but we need to see that psychomotor domain which is being taught, which is to be taught, or skills to be acquired through the practice, okay, in 3 years 4 years span of time, okay, that skills you can impart them. But doctor, okay, after passing out the examination, cannot become a perfect doctor or the precision doctor or the accurate doctor. He has to practice the profession at least for 10 to 15 years to acquire that level. Okay, so therefore the mastering the skills, okay, in the psychomotor domain, okay, it has to be come at by through the practice, through his or her own experiences. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Okay, are there any questions or any queries so we can have discussions from participants?
Yes, sir. One more question from my side.
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
if all three domains are not covered in a specific course, then shall it should be covered on the program level? If the domain is not covered in the course, then whether it should be the part of activities or other indirect
Yes.
tools that will be covered on the program level.
Yeah, program level it can be covered. For example, okay, for example, any subject is not having the practical. Okay, so practical is not there, it is not expected, only fundamental knowledge is to be important. So in such cases, their skills, psychomotor skills are not expected by designing the curriculum. So naturally, at the program level, that skills can be developed for the psychomotor domain or the affective domain. That is true. Okay, but at the same time, okay, there are certain design of the assignments and quizzes. So assignments and quizzes which we are designing, which is not covered in the time bound period. So even though the subject is not having the practical, we can give them the assignment wherein, okay, there are other levels of like affective domain or the psychomotor domain, okay, it will be developed. So it is up to the I can say that the program level it has to be ensured, but at the same time the subject teacher can design the question paper, design the assessment techniques in such a fashion, and subject teacher is giving them the opportunity to cover this domain through the your assignments and the quizzes. So nobody has restricted you. So instead of only depending on the program level. Okay,
Sir,
thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
So I hope there are no queries, or even if there are some queries, participants can definitely have the discussions over this.
My email ID is also
Sir.
given.
Hello.
As my
Hello,
mobile
sir.
number is inputted.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir, myself, Dr. S.B. Worker, sir.
Yes, sir. Worker, sir. Happy to see you here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, one question is there. How to apply this metacognitive knowledge in the engineering domain, sir?
Metacognitive knowledge in the engineering domain. Okay. What you are expecting in the metacognitive knowledge?
Since this cognitive domain is concerned, there is one more term which are being used in the engineering side, that is metacognitive domain.
No,
So
basically,
mainly in design instrumentality is concerned, the design side is concerned.
No, you see that, okay, how to incorporate, basically it depends upon the what type of institution is there. Okay, so institution which is autonomous, they may have the many flexibility. Okay, they have the many flexibility to design their curriculum. Okay, and the metacognitive aspects, okay, can also be taken up in their curriculum. But if the curriculum, if you are affiliated to the university, if you are affiliated to the board, the curriculum, okay, is being designed and given to you, okay, by the board or by the concerned university. So metacognitive domain, I hope that you are basically talking about the create level, okay, because metacognitive domain means nothing but the thinking level of the students, okay, thought process of the student. So thinking level and the thought process of the student can be dealt up in the only higher order of the learning. Okay, basically it is the ability to think. Okay, they should be able to think. So example which I have quoted for the such kind of create level, for example, you are teaching the students the design of the primary windings of an electric motor, design of the secondary windings of the electrical motor, okay, separate. Then design of the shaft for the electric motor, then design for the casing of an electric motor. But their thinking level, it is not being developed unless and until you apply them, you give them the task to create an electric motor to run at such and such RPM. So they will be able to integrate all the design concepts which is being tried by you, and they will give you the completely unique design which is not a design by the another group of the student. So in the create level, okay, metacognitive domain, thinking levels of the student can be developed. Okay, but most of the time the projects, okay, which is falls under the metacognitive level, in such levels it is given in the groups, not in the individual level. So I will say that at the postgraduate level of the education, metacognitive level can be developed, or the create level is there, top of the order, higher order of the thinking, which is to be developed in the postgraduate level. In the undergraduate level, okay, our classroom examinations, they are focusing on basically only the 3 levels of the cognitive domain, 3 or 4 levels, and our projects and all these things, in this case, create level, where the metacognitive level, that is ability to think and regulate its own thoughts. So it will come into the picture.
Yes, sir. Absolutely right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. So thank you very much. Thanks a lot.
Sir, thank you very much for exploring us in domains of learning. I request Chaudhary sir to continue further. Chaudhary sir, you are not audible. Audible. You are not audible, sir. Chaudhary sir, you are not audible. Jadhav madam, Chaudhary sir is not audible to us.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay. Good afternoon. Myself Tejaswini Jadhav, lecturer in electronics from Government Residency Women's Polytechnic, Tasgaon. Take this opportunity to vote of thanks. First of all, I would like thanks to today's enthusiastic and eminent speaker, Dr. G.K. Awari sir, HOD, Automobile Engineering, GP Nagpur, for sparing his valuable time and gracing this faculty development program, which is sponsored by AICTE Atal. Thank you, sir, for such a wonderful session and your efforts towards today's session, that is, the topic is domain of learning. The information presented by you, such a really informative and understanding, and it is a helpful us for the accreditation process. Once again, thank you behalf of our department, electronics and telecommunication, behalf of our principal, behalf of our college, and also thankful to all the participants for joining with us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Once again, congratulations to the Honorable Principal and the Dr. Narote sir and the complete team of the GP Tasgaon for taking the initiative to organize such kind of event. And it is a very prestigious moment for the institution that the Atal Academic Program is being offered, and you are conducting the reputed academic program at the Government Polytechnic Tasgaon. So congratulations. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. So next session will start at 3:45. Thank you. Next session will start at 3:45. Thank you. Thank you, sir.